Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald More Than the Score. I'm your host Steve Ortman. Alongside me this week, Tim O'Neill once again. Tim, honor and a privilege. How's it going, buddy?
Honor and a privilege to you too, sir. It's going good. Thank you.
All right, well, no messing around. Let's get right to it. Action-packed edition, prep football. First week in the books when it comes to Iowa and Illinois. Wisconsin just wrapped up the second week. It's so confusing, but we'll try to keep on pace here. Anyways, you had the big one last Friday night, Dubuque-Wahlert, Western Dubuque. Great hard-nosed matchup. Was not the high-scoring affair that you predicted in the Telegraph Herald. But anyways, tell us about that matchup.
Yeah, it definitely didn't disappoint. Fourth iteration of the rivalry between Wahlert and Western Dubuque, and the Bobcats have now taken 3 of them. This one was 12-10. Classic defensive battle. Western Dubuque got out to a 9-0 run. 91-yard touchdown run by Carver Conway set the new school record for longest touchdown run. And that was really all the offense the Bobcats needed. They tacked on a couple of field goals from Nathan Armstrong, and then defense limited Wahlert the rest of the way. The Golden Eagles did wake up and got a little offense going in the second half. Bryce Osterberger threw a 30-yard touchdown pass to Dan McDermott, and Joe Frank kicked a field goal, but that was it. The Bobcat defense tightened on a final desperation possession and held off the Golden Eagles. So caught up with Western Dubuque quarterback Quinn Baumhover after the game. He was making his first start at quarterback. He was one of the WD's leading receivers last year, and this is what he had to say about the start and the win.
All right, congratulations, Quinn. 12-10 victory for Western Dubuque over Dubuque-Wahlert. You completed 16 of 28 passes for 177 yards. Just tell me a little bit about your first start at quarterback, your receiver last year. How'd it go?
It's a little different. Yeah. Receiving last year, it's a pass, and it helps a lot. It gives you a little insight that former quarterbacks haven't had, and it's a heck of an experience.
Take me through this game. You guys get a lead thanks to a 91-yard touchdown run from Carver Conway, and then kind of hold on at the end. Just how did this game go from your perspective?
Roller coaster of emotions, We're up, we're down. We're not really down, but we're not where we want to be. And, we just got to hold on. I don't know.
You're playing against a good Wahlert team, a team that's expected to do a lot this season. Just how big a win is this for you guys in the season opener?
The season opener makes it explodes. It's much bigger than it is. We can't get complacent. We got to keep going. We got to keep working, getting better for the rest of the season.
All right, Quinn Baumhover, Western Dubuque. They got a big matchup coming up again this Friday night, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go back to recapping last week. Hempstead Senior split on opening week, and it was a great comeback win for Hempstead, though.
Yeah, Hempstead came back to win 30-26 over a Davenport North team that should be much improved over the squad that has won just one game the past how many seasons. I know Coach Mike Hoskins has a lot of respect for that program, and we'll see what they can do this week. They got Waterloo West coming up, but obviously a nice win for Hempstead to rally out of that halftime deficit and come back and get the win. On the other side, Senior playing at Dalzell Field against Waterloo West, a team that lost some really good, talented players, but apparently they filled those holes right back again. They beat Senior 28-13. Sam Schnee, standout running back, had a couple of touchdowns for the Rams, one rushing, one passing. Once again, he's going to be a focal point of Senior's offense. Ran for over 1,000 yards last year. Just couldn't quite get past the Wahawks in that first game, but got to imagine they're going to be showing up for this Week 2 game coming up that we will also talk about in a little bit.
Yes, big one there as well. Looking around the area as well in Iowa, Cascade opened up the season last Friday night in Maquoketa. The Cardinals were a team looking kind of bounce back from last season, but boy, did they run into a buzzsaw in the Cascade Cougars. This team is primed and ready to make a jump in their district. Missed the playoffs last year. Unbelievable veteran experience coming back on the offensive line. Quentin Raker, Payne DeLarme, just some great guys back there. Austin Lawrence rushed for over 1,200 yards last year, 19 touchdowns. He was the focal point of the rushing attack last year, but this year, last week, they showed that they've got some other guys in the backfield to help out. Mitchell Gibbs, Colby Holmes, and they've got a new quarterback in Cascade. But how's this for a start? Harris Hoffman went 6 for 6, 210 yards and a touchdown pass through a 50-yard TD to John Supel. So he was off to a great start. I caught up with Harris after the game. Here's what he had to say after making his first career start with the Cougars.
Yeah, so I think everyone thought, oh, they're going to come out and run the ball, just run. So we started running some play-action plays, and they would just bite on the fakes, and we just hit the open guys.
Yeah, now, how big is it coming in? Your first start here with the Cougars, a great win. How big was it to have John out there at wide out and hauling in some passes for you?
It helped a lot. His routes he runs are so good. He's just open every single time.
Now, the team kind of knew you were having a strong run game this season. How important is it and nice is it to have that kind of three-headed attack back there as well to take some pressure off you?
It's really nice because we're going to run the ball mostly. I think everyone knows that. And if they eventually stop our run, we'll be able to just pass the ball. And if they stop our pass, we can go back to run.
Now, you guys are bringing back a senior-led offensive line. It's safe to say whether it's running or passing the ball, it's all starting up front for you guys.
Yeah, the offensive line's they're working really, really hard this year, and they're helping us out a lot on like blitzes and stuff. They pick those up really quick.
All right, now looking forward to this week. Boy, Tim, no rest for the weary. Some great matchups coming up again this Friday night. And it starts with a great city matchup. Love these matchups when you got two teams coming off losses, eager to get that first win. Senior at Wahlert.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't think rivalry week even properly describes this week and all the matchups we got. But we started with Senior at Wahlert at the Rock Bowl. Classic intra-city rivalry, like you mentioned. Both teams coming off losses. Both teams expected to be much better this year than they were last year. We talked last week, Wahlert coming off its first winning season since 2011. And Senior just a 3-win team last year, but lots of high expectations. Should be a really good one. Expect a lot of pounding the ball on the ground. Talk about Senior with Sam Schnee. They also got Malik Harris for a nice 1-2 rushing combo. Wahlert counters with Kellen Dixon and Colton Bartow in their two-headed monster rushing attack. Bartow ran for 111 yards last week. Dixon also doing some nice work rounding out some yards. So that should be a really good one, but not the only rivalry game we have.
No, Dyersville Beckman High School is going to be playing host to a great county rivalry, Beckman against Western Dubuque. And look at these teams. It's been a great rivalry for so many years now. And another matchup on the other end of the spectrum where these two teams are coming off great wins. WD with the great nail-biting win over Wahlert, and Dyersville Beckman, disappointing, you could say, probably for the players and the coaching staff after so many successes over the last few seasons. Had a disappointing year last year. And boy, they came out guns blazing, 58-0 at home last week over Clayton Ridge. So another situation there where you got two teams coming off a great week, and they are really looking forward to getting this game going here. So much rivalries going on as well around the area. Another one that you and I both have covered over the years, Galena visiting East Dubuque. That's another fun one.
I tell you what, I still remember days, whether it's at East Dubuque or Galena, you go to that game and there are just fans standing all the way around the fence, around the field. Standing room only, obviously, the bleachers are filled. Just a passionate fan base on both sides, exciting atmosphere, and boy, that brings out the best in the players, as you well know.
Yep, another fun story coming up with that one as both those teams suffered some tough losses to open the year, so what a better way to get your first win of the year against one of your most heated rivals. So it should be a fun week. We'll have it all covered for you Saturday's print edition as well as at telegraphherald.com. Now, after all these great games wrap up on Friday night, don't forget to join us on Facebook, trying a little new endeavor, kind of a TH Sports Department prep football post-game show on Facebook Live. Myself, Tim, Brendan West, Jim Leitner, the Telegraph Herald Sports Department. We kind of go over all the big results. Tim will break down his game, city matchup. I'll break down what happened at WD Beckman, and we'll kind of wrap up all this exciting things that happen on Friday night. We're going to be doing it every Friday night, so be sure to look out for that on Facebook Live on the Telegraph Herald Facebook page. Then we'll subsequently share it on the TH Sports Facebook page. And that, my friends, is going to do it for this week's episode of Telegraph Herald More Than the Score. I am your host, Steve Ortman, alongside Tim O'Neill. We will see you next week.